Today, again, bystanders watch all over the world, especially again. Bystanders, understand? Why need to introduce myself? Okay, for the viewers watching us for the first time, I'm myself, bystanders. Thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, with the sound, what's going on? Increase it, that's what they're telling you. What's going on? Alright, please quickly check the sound before we start. Before we move on to the program. Okay with the sound now? Okay. Is the sound okay now? Please quickly check. Are you sure? Sure? Alright. Now quickly to the viewers watching us right now. Say good morning to Samson Right, hello guys, is that Mike next year? Today's edition of this program, we have they're still telling us that the mic is not okay. Who tampered it? Is it okay now? Who tampered with it? Yeah? Is it okay now? Check the sound yourself, please. Odeze Chima is saying the sound is not okay. Is it okay now? All right, thank you. Odeze, can you tell us if the sound is okay now? All right, better now. Okay. There are responses to that. Thank you so much, viewers. That's why I love my viewers. They are great people. They don't like missing bystanders. All right, quick introduction of the program once more. Bystanders at Newsstands. It's your number one newspaper review program on Flip TV that is watched all over the world, from US to UK, UK, the South Africa, Israel, Poland, Portugal, China, Japan, Italy, Spain, Germany, and the rest of the world. All right, we appreciate our esteemed viewers for always keeping in touch with us on this platform. We say thank you to all of you. All of you. I can't start mentioning names here, but I'm saying thank you to everyone watching this program. Thank you so much. Today is the D Day. Of course, you know what I'm saying. The D Day. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be knowing his fate today. The Supreme Court will be giving judgment on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and there is tension everywhere, not just in the south east, even in Lagos here. In Lagos here, we have Igbos that's really talking about it and waiting for the outcome of the judgment as regards Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let's see how it goes. Don't forget that the Onezi told the federal government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as Christmas gift to the southeast. The Igbo group all over the world have also, sorry, Igbo groups all over the world have also called on the president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to please release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have the IPOBs also telling the president to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not just the Igbos, Michael. Even the Yorubas are calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just the way Sunday Igboho was released. And I'm also pleading to the government of Nigeria to also please release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, today's edition of this program is going to be interesting as we have the Vanguard newspaper, the Nation newspaper, and the Nigerian Tribune newspaper on issues bothering the minds of Nigerians. Aiyedatiwa, the deputy governor of Ondo State, has taken over, and it's a new dawn in that region, in that state. Don't forget that Rotimi Akeredolu has proceeded on medical vacation, and we hope his health gets better. Also moving down to River State, the feud between Sim Fubara and Yesom Wike, the FCT minister, who happens to be the former governor of River State. It's a serious one there, and we hope peace is restored to the state. The president sometimes ago, a few weeks ago, waded into the matter, which we expected it to have yielded a positive result, but at the end of the day, the feud, or if it still continues, the crisis in Ondo State is now put to rest. It's now put to rest. All right, we have our reviewers here, but let me quickly review and read out what we have on these papers. Monsaya Africa Abu is here with us, not forgetting Taiwo Odunlade, also here with us at the newsstand. So far, they are watching us from afar, and they are seeing us at the newsstand. They are also at the newsstand with us. All right. Like I do tell everyone all the time that even the viewers across the globe are part of the reviewers, because sometimes you see some of them commenting, on the platform, airing their own views concerning these issues. All right, without taking much time, let me quickly move down to the business of the day. The Vanguard newspaper on Nnamdi Kanu. Was the Vanguard saying this morning? World Igbo Congress urges Supreme Court to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. The World Igbo Congress urges Supreme Court to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. You can see this on page 11 of the Vanguard newspaper. Chigozie, what's happening there? You need to take it easy. Chigozie, please take things easy. All right. Patriotism will put Nigeria on right path, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Patriotism will put Nigeria on right path, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Michael, there's a particular story that went viral yesterday. Of course, we don't have it on these papers this morning. That the Senate president, that the story was on the Senate president that is slumped.
I saw the news.
Yeah, you saw the news. But we don't have it yet. Yeah. Well, we're still going to discuss it. Well, just quickly to Rivers crisis. Assembly factions flex muzzles. Assembly factions flex muzzles. Moving on to the rider. G27 lawmakers fight back. Say we won't succumb to harassment, intimidation. Pass bills into law, condemn demolition of assembly complex, and others. How to reform Supreme Court? We have someone who's saying this. Aluba Ola Nipekun also on it. Ekiti bloody robbery. Michael, did you see that? We've recovered 3 vehicles, says police. And on Ondo, crisis avoidable, says the new governor. That's the acting governor. Aye Jatiwa. Crisis in Ondo State avoidable. To the next one, the Nation newspaper was the Nation telling us this morning. Still on crisis, 6 commissioners resign from Fubara's government. Like I said earlier on, it's a serious situation in Rivers State. 6 commissioners resign from Fubara's government. 27 lawmakers sit at Assembly Complex. Governor signs 800 billion naira budget passed by 4 lawmakers. I am for peace, Aidetiwa declares after resumption. To the other one, which is the last paper we'll be reading to the viewers across the globe. We expect less revenue from oil exports in 2024, says CBN governor. And on Rivers State's crisis, more commissioners resign. Fubara signs 800 billion naira appropriation bill into law. G7 sits adopts local government autonomy bill. More shake-up in aviation as federal government sacks directors in agencies. I'm moving down to the other stories on the front page of same paper. Makinde cautions traditional rulers against giving permission for mining. The last one, Tinubu as Minister of Petroleum, illegal, says senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana. Tinubu as Minister of Petroleum, illegal, says Falana. All right, like I told you, there is tension in the southeast as regards the judgment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. We hope for the best. We hope the right judgment is passed. Michael is here to dissect issues with me. Michael, good morning to you. It's by Standard South News 10.
Adekunle Michael, good morning.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Greetings to our viewers.
Greetings to our viewers. And one of the viewers, this is blessed one, already saying that, Michael, they would have done the case. Watch and see. All right, like I said, the viewers are also the viewers.
Exactly.
We are together. Even if sometimes you guys are not on the same page.
Sure, I mean, that's the beauty of democracy. That's the beauty of the program. Divergent views here and there, people's opinion, people's perspective. And I think that's what makes the program great.
That's what makes the program great. And how great is today going to be, Michael? Supreme Court's verdict on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Tension everywhere, especially in the southeast.
I'm trying to see if there's tension in Lagos, but
you can see some people.
I can't find any. I can't find any. You know, these are just normal gathering. But as you say,
you know they are discussing Mazi.
I'm not sure. I don't know what they are discussing.
I don't know if the cameraman can just take that shot. Let's continue what you're saying. Continue.
So, I mean, just as you have rightly said, especially, I mean, more especially in the southeast, there is apprehension as to which direction the judgment will go. But as I've said, uh, yesterday and even the day before yesterday, that the most reasonable thing to be done now is to let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu breathe the air of freedom. Um, the era of endless incarceration should be over in our nation. This is not a military government, I perceive. So let the courts, whatever verdict court has pronounced, even before now that government has refused to obey, I think should be obeyed this time. The most reasonable thing to be done is for Mazi to be left off the hook and let him go unconditionally. Unconditionally so. Much as I agree with the fact that the laws of the land must be obeyed as long as it's within this territory. That has always been my position. As long as he's within this territory, he must obey the laws of the land. Whatever agitation Mazi is pushing for must be done following laid down procedure, the laid down rules that are legal, and pursue it to the end. That I support, that I concur with. I hope the Supreme Court will look at the best interests of our nation, so that some of this tension that we are having, especially in the southeast part of the country, can be stemmed down. And I mean, everybody's happy.
All right, moving on to the comment section, we have Udeze Chima saying that if they refuse to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, automatically, they have given more people who doesn't believe in IPOB agitation to join the struggle, and it will be detrimental.
I mean, well said, Udeze. Well, I mean, well said. I mean, you don't. When people, one of the beauty of democracy is fairness, is justice, and the moment all those attributes are beginning to lack in our system, then the only the immediate alternative to that is self-help, and that is what we always lead to anarchy and all of that. So you must be fair in whatever judgment you are bringing on board. If anyone has committed any crime, such a person should have his or her days in court, and whatever the court pronounce should be complied with. So when you don't comply with court pronouncements and you feel that I have all the powers, federal government, then you are creating a situation where people can resort to self-help, and that is not good for our nation.
All right, countering his points, Taiwo Odunlade is saying that nobody can force the hand of the law to do their bidding, but dialogue is permitted on all issues. Countering the point of, Taiwo Odunlade.
Countering the point of this.
So what do you have to say?
I mean, to a large extent, nobody is compelling some of the comments we make, or some of the comments our viewers make, our opinions based on available facts and all of that. Not really that one is compelling the courts or the Supreme Court to go in a particular direction. But all of us are looking for the overall interest of our nation. All of us want peace in this part of the world, so that some of the agitations we've been having can be stemmed down. I mean, reasonably. So, valid point, Odunlade. No reason to compare. We don't even have power to do so anyway. No reason to compare the Supreme Court in the particular direction. The law should take its course, and don't also forget. I think I should remind Mr. Taiwo Odunlade this particular situation. We've had reasonable number of judgments, not only in this particular administration, even in the last administration, that we come and judge, and government, federal government especially in this case, we jettison such judgments, and that's what we are talking about. You cannot be a judge in your own case. If you don't believe in the judiciary, then you should have them scrapped. But the moment a court of competent jurisdiction gives an order, everybody complies with it, and that is the position.
All right, moving on to another one. You're okay by Odunlade Taiwo. Okay, you need to apologize for yesterday, Mike. Oh.
You came very early.
Very early. I'm sorry. I traveled to Oyo State yesterday. So I came back around 10 o'clock at night. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Okay. Another crisis after Ondo crisis. I think Ondo is not having any crisis now. Right?
Yeah.
No crisis in Ondo State. Now, let's quickly talk about Ondo State before moving to River State. Lucky Aiyedatiwa has resumed. He's now the acting governor of the state. What do you think he can do to bring dividends of democracy to at least the poorest of the poor in that state?
Yeah, I think the business of governance should be paramount in his mind now that he has been properly sworn in as the acting governor of that state. He should face the business of governance and do less of politicking and all of that. So that, just as I said yesterday, this ought to have been done long before now. All those drama that he went through ought to have been avoided and all of that. But thankfully, the right thing is being done after they met with the president, who I believed told them some things, probably charted a path of peace for the warring parties. So I think it's good for the people of Ondo State, and now they know they now have an acting governor that can be held responsible properly for the goings in that state. So I think it's a good one. Let's Aiyedatiwa face governance and do less of politicking.
The story I talked about, the news we had yesterday about Senator Godswill Akpabio that is slumped at his 61st birthday ceremony in Abuja. How do you see it? We don't have it on newspapers, but certain online papers or media picked it.
Yeah.
What do you think really happened?
Yeah, I also read it in one of the online news platform yesterday afternoon thereabout. So that is slumped, or why? I mean, during his birthday, whatever, or after that event, I think it's a personal health issues that he should take care of himself. That's the only thing we can tell him. And as you said, it's not in any of the major newspapers this morning, but I saw it in one of the online platforms yesterday. So I probably should take good care of his health, and so that because he needs his health to face the business of being a Senate president. So I mean, I wish him well.
You wish him well. And on River State, what do you think should happen? Do they still need the intervention of the president? Of course, the president is a president for all. But don't forget that River State is a PDP state. And should the president get himself involved in this matter again, after calling Fubara to Abuja, to settle the rift between him and Yesom Wike?
You know that there is no way you can talk about what's happening in River State without mentioning the president. And that's the truth. That's the head of government as we speak. That is the leader, number one leader of APC as we speak. And don't forget the 27 lawmakers that defected. They defected into APC as a party. So, Yorubas will say, and all of that. So, it's no way you can want to mention the goings in River State without mentioning the president. So, he has a major role to play. And as a politician, a very sound one at that, I'm talking about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He He knows how strategic Rivers State is. Don't forget, in all of these things that is going on in Rivers, you can't take out politics. You can't take out the next election. You can't take out all of that from that equation. So whatever position that whoever is trying to uh, bring peace in that state, whatever position such individual is taking, the person is also factoring the political angle. How do we hold on to these states in, 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 in preparation for the next election? Every politician thinks of the next election as soon as they are being sworn in. So, but the development in Rivers is becoming dangerous. I think Abuja should allow Fubara to face his business. He has been elected as the governor of that state. The interference that we are seeing coming from Abuja, especially from the immediate past governor of that state, Nyesom Wike, I think that is where the president should come in and call Wike to order, not to set ablaze that state. Fubara should be allowed to function. The lawmakers will sort themselves out. Probably they will have to go to courts to determine if the 4 lawmakers that are being recognized at the moment can go on with the business of legislation. The court will sort out all of that. But what Mr. President has the responsibility of doing is to ensure that there is no loss of lives and property in that state. He is the commander-in-chief of armed forces. He is the #1 security man of the country. And that is why he cannot look away. He cannot afford to look away from the happenings in Rivers State. He must call the people to order. He must call the gladiators, especially, to order and ensure that things don't get out of hand in that particular state.
All right, thank you so much, Michael.
Always my pleasure.
Thank you so much. All right, good morning.
Yeah,
to you.
morning,
Thank God
Mike.
it's Friday.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday. Happy New Day, right? Happy New Day.
It's like we want to have another party.
No, it's not a party.
Dressed.
I just dress as where I come from. I mean, let me give them that signature this morning. You know, that's
great.
yeah,
I love this. Wow.
it's cute.
Shoes. Wow.
Yeah, thanks,
Great.
thanks
Wow.
Thanks a lot.
All right, today is the day we've been expecting. The day is here on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Like we have it on the comment section. There's a chima saying that anything less than the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be a jeopardy in the South. Only, what do you expect and what do you see? Do you think the Supreme Court will let him go?
Supreme Court will let him go. Will let him go definitely, but Supreme Court cannot let him go until he has the veto power from the presidency, because it was Buhari that put Nnamdi Kanu into. He was the one that made sure the all other organizations under him, who are the EFCC, who are the DSS, clamp down on him and bring him back. Who negotiated that? Who negotiated with Kenya for for repatriation of Nnamdi Kanu? It was Buhari that went to the president of Kenya and negotiate. Okay, how can you clamp down on this guy for us so that we come and pick him up? So Buhari picked Nnamdi Kanu up and handed it over to court. And you know, the court, judiciary under Buhari, they were very, 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 I mean, I don't know why I can call them so that I won't go, man.
Disrespectful.
Disrespect, yeah, you said.
No respect
You said it. No respect for, because
No,
they too, they are scared of they call him new sheriff then, you know, military generally. Inclusion of military in our democratic space has really caused a lot of damages. So Nnamdi Kanu ought to have been free, but being that the court itself are not happy with him because he disobeyed the court order. Nevertheless, the two wrongs don't make it right, actually. And I just, Tinubu have weighed in. The Ezendigo have, been contacting Tinubu and they've been talking. And I can tell you for free that Nnamdi Mazi Kanu will be released. This guy has suffered a lot. since Igboho is out, let Nnamdi too be out. Although Igboho is different because it's another terrain, it's in another land entirely. So, and it was even set up. Igboho was set up too. You remember the former chief of army staff was quickly posted to Benin as an ambassador to Benin, Burotai, and there was a private jet that was waiting to flew Igboho into Nigerian space so that he can continue his prison sentence there. But as smart as it is, the Yoruba community in Benin Republic, they guided him, and I think I was witnessing that court trial. They mobilized as the Biafra guys, as the Southeastern guys, always, polarize the courts. Always, you see them in huge crowd in solidarity for Nnamdi, like Mazekano, So to me, let the old man, let the young guy go. Let him go. He has suffered enough, and let him breathe, man. So it's and I think he's now left post what's it called? When he come out now, let there be radicalization of him to let him know some certain things, and that's why the Igbo leaders, they have to come together and put their heads in one basket. Put their hearts together and do the needful. That the refinery, the Biafra cannot come overnight. It takes process. It takes long process for them to actualize Biafra. We are not no more in a military regime that Biafra issues happen. Nigeria cannot fight war again, let me tell you. Nobody want to fight war because he who started war doesn't end it. You may start war today, you may not see the end of the war. Maybe the war must have consumed you. So everything is about diplomacy and wisdom. You can only engage government, you can't fight government. If you fight government, you be hanged for it, and you are gone for it. You can even go for it.
That was a great one. I just were analyzing this issue. You mentioned refinery, and I was like, Kunle and this refinery.
Yeah, it's a countdown. December is not. Yeah, December. We are still in December. December is still on, so nobody should be judging by now. Let's wait. December ending.
Today's 15.
Yeah, we still have 15 days more, right? We have 15 days more. So why are they in haste? Why are the what can I call? I don't know what I can say about people that they hang on the fence and just praying for bad things for Nigeria, that things will not work again in this country. And if things is not working again for this country, we are going to be the one to burn, to suffer for it. The masses are going to be the one to suffer for it. And we don't want such thing. We want progressiveness for the nation. We want every day we engage the government. These are what we need, and the government acts on it and provide all those amenities. I can tell you, with that refinery, there will be succor for Nigerians, and a lot of things, a lot of all this inflation will go down. I can tell you, inflations of food, inflation of transport and everything, it will go down, because then we will be refining ourselves, our crude, and we don't need to take it out for, take our crude out for a refined oil. We will be doing that ourselves, And Dangote, likewise, and the government has a 25% stake in Dangote refinery. Government has 25% stake. So the 25% stake they have in Dangote refinery, let them reactivate it for the masses, so that it will, cushion the effects of the masses. So me, I stand for progressive Nigeria. I won't like any backwardness for this country now. So we will have to get ourselves together, get our hearts together in order to stabilize the country. Then we can now be talking of the constitution that is governing us. The constitution has to be looked into so that we can know, the way out of this, lacuna we are facing.
All right, let's move down to Ondo State, where the acting governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, was telling the citizens that we should build a shared future together, from a divided past.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I think he made mention of a renew. Let there be renew. Agenda for Ondo State. Renew. He's borrowing the president's slogan, "Renew Hope." So, and that's a good thing. Let's all the parties come together as one for the benefit of the masses of Ondo State. Ondo States have lost governance since Akeredolu was incapacitated then. So they've lost good governance. Now that the deputy has taken over as interim governor now, right? Because they've not really swear him by law, so, to be the governor of that state now. He'll still be acting governor. So to me, it's a welcome development for Ondo people. I think there will be peace. There will be political peace in Ondo now, from the camp of the Akeredolu and the camp of the VP. So to me, it's a progress, right? They achieve a lot for that to happen.
Thank you so much. Now to River State, the crisis ongoing there. Can peace be restored? And there are rumors going around that the president has interest in Rivers politics.
Yeah, I think the president was in Port Harcourt day before yesterday. I think it was in Port Harcourt. But what they arrive at in that Port Harcourt, the decision they arrive at, I don't know. And Fubara himself, I see it's going to be dicey for him to win that battle. That's my own opinion. That is my own opinion. Okay. So it's going to be dicey for him to win that battle, because the Wiki has already gathered majority of support in that state. When you talk of Mr. Project, when you talk of the engagement of the masses of that Port Harcourt, and I told you yesterday that Wiki employed like 100,000 people when he was living, and he said he gave them different posts, and he just engaged them, give them job, and they place them on salary of 200,000 per month. So will those people still be loyal to who they don't know? Fabara, they don't know. They say known devil is better than unknown saints. So that is the wicked is grounded in Port Harcourt, and we have to give it to him, because when he was fighting opposition government, when he was in charge then, he fought them heartedly. He fought Buhari the soldiers, every one of them. That's a man that ready to defend his. So what contribution has Fabara brought to Port Harcourt, River State? Wike has really stands right in that state, and he's done a lot for the development of that country. I could remember when one of the airlines flew into Port Harcourt during this lockdown, and Wike, personally went on to seize that airline. Clamp down on the airline, and he sent the, the pilots to, detention, so that it will be a deterrent that when there's a law that you don't need to fly, obey, and break the law. And that was during the coronavirus. He did a lot for the River State people. So to me, give it to him. He has tried his best a lot for the people, and the people are showing that solidarity for him. You could see that the Attorney General of the states has resigned. Some other people have resigned to a lot of important posts. Accountant General has resigned of the Rivers State government. So a lot of them are resigning now. So can one man make a forest? Can only Fubara make a forest, or make a team, make a working team? You have only four legislators. How is he going to do it? So to me, that guy should just calm down and settle his rates.
And made the control controversy. Yes. Don't forget he has presented the 2024 budget.
To how many members of legislators? Just 4. Is that one an inclusive budget? Is that one an inclusive budget? And in every budget there must be inclusivity, right? But he now gather like 4 people, and those 4 people may be representing just 4 constituencies. So where about the other? That is the majority. Their 4 became a majority overnight. So it's a funny thing, funny politics we are playing in this country.
Can you just pause a bit for me? Although I'm done with you. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
I appreciate you. All right, we have a caller on the line with Jose Chima, away from Italy. Good morning to you, Jose Chima. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Michael and I prefer to call you Mr. Timitayo. I like that name, Timitayo. And Mr. Charles, good morning, sir. Honestly, Mr.
I
Michael,
like that as well.
honestly, Mr. Michael, this morning, I think next time I have another boy, I'll call him Mr. Timitayo. Well, this morning, apart from jokes, I need to go straight to the point, Mr. Michael. You see, a black man, the difference between a black man and a white man is just like flying from Singapore to the United States of America. That is an 18-hour flight. You know how just a long distance. Now, you see, we claim to be in a democratic nation. That is what every day we continue lamenting this. It seems that we are antagonizing the government of Nigeria or something of that nature. But we are speaking facts. We are just trying to separate the facts from fiction. When you claim to be in a democratic nation, and you see things being done in an autocratic way or in a military way, that gives you pain. That gives you more reason to know that Nigeria is not a democratic nation. Now, sometime in last 2 years or 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, the UK government, United Nations, the United Kingdom government, they saw what is happening in the European Union, and they felt that what is happening in this European Union, they are not comfortable with it. They don't like how it is being administrated. Now, what did they do? They submitted a petition to the EU General Assembly in Brussels, Belgium, demanding for a referendum to exit the European Union. And it didn't take time. The European Union, they have their General Assembly, and they granted them that referendum. And the UK citizens, they set out a date, and the referendum was conducted. At the long run, those that believe in exiting the European Union won against those that believe to stay in the European Union. And that was just a little margin. It's not too much vote, just about 10 votes or 20, I think so, that make the difference. But today, those that believe that European Union would have been better for them, they are still they're still abiding by the laws of the UK. Not minding that they don't want to exit the European Union. Now, compare it to Nigeria, a black man with a black conscience, with a black eyes, just like blindfolded human beings. Somebody said, I don't want to belong here. I don't feel belong here. I don't feel treated well here. I don't like here. I need to live here. Please, give me the opportunity to live in peace. Even if I leave tomorrow, I can still do business with you. I can still be a good neighbor to you. Referendum is not war. What did they do? Instead of going the right way, just like the UK government did against with the European Union, they decided to turn it to war by attacking those people that say they want to leave, by arresting a man that said that he wants to champion the cause, a man that never raised a gun against you, He never fought you. He's fighting with his mouth. You went ahead and registered him from the Kenya against the law of the war, against the law of the UN. Today, the same law, the same country that arrested him, brought him back, took him to court. The same man won them in the appeal court in the same country that arrested him. A judge with good conscience, the few that are still existing in the Nigerian judicial system, examined the case and told this man, please go. You didn't do anything. Please release this man. A court, instead of obeying the court orders, the same country refused to allow this man to go. They didn't file a stay of execution against him to keep him. A democratic nation, as they claim. They held down this man not even in the prison, not even in the correctional system. They held him in the DSS custody, a custody that is not meant to keep somebody more than 24 hours. This is a democratic nation that we are talking about. If Nigeria has a working judicial system, what will they do? The Supreme Court will not even entertain this case because the Nigerian government disobeyed them at the first instance by not obeying the verdict of their lower court. That shows you that a black man is still far from development. A black man is just like the way our color is the way most black men think. That is why from Nigeria to Ghana, from Ghana to Kenya, from Kenya to Zimbabwe, from Zimbabwe to Sudan, just watch the whole African nation. No progress. Some countries like Lebanon, some countries like Israel, most African countries get independence before them. But today, compare them with those African countries. You can see that there's no comparison there. Because when we see white, we call it black. When we see black, we call it white. That is not democracy. In conclusion, the Supreme Court of Nigeria, in their interest and the interest of every Nigerian, above all, for the interest of the entire southeastern Nigeria, which I belong to, should please, with all sincerity, release this man, allow him to go. For us to breathe a fresh air in the southeastern part of Nigeria. People are dying daily in their thousands because of this 7 issue. A government that has the interest of the people at heart will not allow one of their citizens to die. They have the solution to this problem. Let them release this man and allow him to go so that this problem will go once and for all. Which I doubt anyway. Before, in a few hours from now, you will hear that they have adjourned the case to continue buying more time and lingering the problem. Concerning what Wike is doing in the River State, concerning the people that are resigning, they knew that they will be fired. It's better I resign from a post than to be sacked from my post. That is what they are doing. Those people that are resigning from the cabinet of the River State government are the people that Wike forced on Fubara, and they are resigning honorably. And it's good for the interest of the Rivers people and for the interest of Fubara's government, because he will now relax and pick the people that will run the affairs of the government in his interest. Thank you, Mr. Dekunle, and God bless you. Happy weekend, Mr. Charles. That's my sincere submission this morning. God bless you all.
All right, thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Udeze Chima. That was a great contribution. Okay. All right. Chima was, in summary, saying that the government should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. That's what different groups are saying, and Nigerians as well are saying. Your own submission on this morning, Charles.
Good morning, Mr. Mike. Good morning to all our diaspora. Yesterday, today is another day, and we are very, very much happy that God has kept us alive to have seen today. Nnamdi Kanu is still at the custody of the DSS, right? So what we are, and they are going to court today. My brother, anybody that you will meet today or tomorrow, he will still tell you that what the federal government should do the needful by releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, and that is just the exact truth. Yes, a man that the court have discharged and acquitted him, they are still holding him there, and today they are still taking him to court. Well, what I would advise the federal government to do is for them to let them discharge such man unconditionally, because I think by so doing, if really they really want a lasting peace in this country, like mostly the southeast, because whether you like it or not, every region has the quota it gives to the federal government. The southeast has the quota it gives to the federal government. The revenue is accrued to the federal government. But by not releasing such mandate, most of the infrastructural facilities or most of the lasting peace in the southeast, or most of the things that were supposed to go in as for the federal government to achieve might not be achievable there. And then you find out that there's a lot of insecurity going on in the southeast. Release the young man, and then let's see whether there is going to be a lasting solution towards the insecurity in the southeast. So there's no too much ways about beating us and coming here to speak much big drama. The most important is that the federal government should do the needful. Release the young man so that at the end of the day, a needful will be done, because a lot of individuals are losing their lives on a daily basis. Insecurity if you release the man, you find out that the killings actually will reduce. So sometimes you will not know the effect, what it takes that someone lost his life because it has not come to you. It has not been part of your family that you lost somebody, whether by robbery or any other thing. That is why a lot of them will not know what it takes. So what we are praying that the federal government should release the young man unconditionally, so that at least the southeast, easterners, even the diasporas, if they really want to come back home and celebrate with their loved one, being away for 5-10 years, it's not easy. You getting me? Nostalgia. So
No, let me pursue there. We have Gerard Lens
Lens Monza.
saying I am dismayed by hypocrites on this platform. The same people begging for Kanu release, forgetting when Kanu was shouting to kill Nigeria, and was shooting or shouting kill Nigeria, and was shooting or killing innocent people. That's what I think he's trying to say here, and he still said another one. That's Jared Lance. Release Kanu or not, will never get Biafra. Kanu will be there for a very long time. Okay, that's whether you release Kanu or not, you will never get Biafra. Kanu will be there for a very long time.
Mr. We are not talking of nobody's. I'm not. Remember, you never asked me anything about Biafra here. What you are asking me is just sometimes let's not misunderstood the question.
It's not direction.
I understand. The point still remains. The point is this: release the young man. We are talking about peace. Are you getting me? Peace in the southeast. So nobody will see. Nobody will go to his house with his two. So every southeasterners will go to his house with two eyes closed. But you are talking about there's no lasting peace in the southeast. If you release a young man, you give them a condition. Let's see what will actually happen. We are talking about a man that has been in their custody for over 2 years, and then you took him to court today. So what we are appealing to the federal government just to release the young man, I don't think there's much big deal about that. Insecurity is rampant in the southeast. So what are you talking about? People are dying on a daily basis. You cannot know what it takes until it affects you. Nobody prays it affects anybody. Are you getting me? The southeasterners are not. A lot of people are not more safe anymore. So what are you saying?
So let him be released so
The
that
legion,
peace can be
so
restored.
that there will be peace. Honestly speaking, so that there will be peace. And then you find out that now, by releasing the young man, you find out that you give them, I think there's going to be a kind of an agreement, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, between the friends. Very simple. So give him that.
Now, quickly, let's move to Ondo State, where we have the acting governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa. Ondo is now experiencing peace. So it's very obvious, there's no doubt about it. The state is experiencing peace. And it seems that the people can now breathe, right? The people of Ondo State can now breathe. And with Lucky Ayedatiwa on throne now, what advice can you give to him as regards the governance of that state?
Now the battle is over. The power tussle and everything is now over in Ondo States. So it's now because when these two powerful people are fighting, horses are fighting, it's only the masses that suffered, like what is happening in River State here. So I think, and I think I was I said it here, time with that number, there is more to. Life is the most important thing in every man's life. Because the most important thing is life. If you don't have life, you cannot dream of moving anywhere in the world. If you don't have life, you cannot dream of buying one of the most expensive cars in the world. So I am very, very much happy that the governor himself have decided to delegate the power to the deputy governor. Now the fighting and the power tussle is now over. It's now left for the incumbent governor, the man, the acting governor himself, to now put in place the infrastructural facilities that our people are yearning for. Because these are the reason why people elected you into that particular post. So by fighting and having issues, power tussle and loggerhead between each other, I don't think it's going to augur well with the masses. Yes, they say power corrupt, but absolute power corrupt, absolutely. You see, it's very, very important and necessary that now power has been shifted to him. Now, what matters most now is how will you be able to map out your strategies, your manufacturers, your plans, so that the people who has been waiting to see for over 6 months now, they are waiting to see changes in their various states, so that at the end of the day, infrastructural facility, the reason why they elected you as a democratic governor will be there. Remember, Fela said it's democracy. Let it not be democracy, but let it be a democratic system of government in such a way that every average of Ondo people, Rivers, because we are not forgetting the rivers. The same thing that is happening there, I think the rivers own is quite different. So that when these two people are fighting, I think it's the masses that are suffering. It's also not only the masses, the resources is also at stake. Because it is the resources. That is it. That's the resources I'm talking about. The resources is at stake. Okay, let's example now. Like Fubara went and destroyed the House of Assembly. Remember, this is taxpayers' money that you also use to rebuild such assembly again. And if it is 5 billion, for instance, that you have channeled, because I think just yesterday he passed out a bill of 800 million naira, billion. Now, if we have about 5 billion mapped out to rebuild such house, do you think if that 5 billion naira was mapped out to develop or build a little company so that they will be able to absorb most of jobless youth in Rivers, don't you think there's going to be a level of reduction in terms of unemployment in Rivers? So that is why I'm saying, when all these things are happening, it is the masses and the resources that suffered the most. So these people should always know that the reason why we elected them into that particular post is we are not putting them into that particular post for crisis. The reason why you elected anybody is just for what? To see there's a development in your state. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael.
All right, Charles, thank you. Matthew,
I'm fine.
good to see you today.
Thank God.
All right, Mazin Nankam, Biafra agitation, that's agitation for
Several states of Biafra.
something of Biafra. Today, the Supreme Court will be giving its own judgments concerning Mazin Nankam, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, who has been in the detention of the DSS. What do you expect?
To say what I'm expect, we amount to prejudice of that case, and the Constitution is frowns at prejudicing outcome of a case in court. But I think I've said here the other day that the holding Nnamdi Kanu in the DSF facility is against a subsisting court judgment. Because the Court of Appeal have said, let this man go unconditionally because he was extraordinarily renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria. And in the wisdom of the court, they say the government have lost every right to prosecute him. And the federal government that have the option of filing application to appeal against the judgment have done that to the Supreme Court, and they have equally amended the charges. And they equally have another option of saying, filing an action that is that judgment, there should be a stay of execution of that judgment. But I don't think the government filed an action to stay that execution or execution of that judgment. So that's why I said holding him is against a judgment of Court of Appeal. But having said that, I've said it here repeatedly that for me, what is paramount in that circumstance currently is political solution. Because we are looking at peace. How do you bring peace to that region? Even if you say you convict Nnamdi Kanu today, will it bring the needed peace in the region? If you say he's released, will it bring the peace needed in that region? So these are the things you put on the table. But for me, what is paramount is peace. And we have seen that since they have been incarcerated by DSS, peace have eluded southeastern part of the country. And nobody wants to make his house a battlefield. So that's why you see that all the stakeholders from the eastern part of the country have been calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And if everybody is pointing at that direction, I think the release will usher in the much needed peace in that region.
All right, thank you so much. Let's quickly move down to River State. Governor Fubara signing application bill to law, also presenting the 2024 budget to just 4 lawmakers in the House. Do you think these moves are constitutional?
Mr. Mike, what is happening in River State is quite terrible. But let me quickly tell you that as to the extent of the courts legitimizing the activity of those 4 lawmakers, it is legitimate until you quash the judgment of that court by a higher court, or rather until a higher court make a counter decision against that lower court. Because a court in River State have said they recognize the leadership of the House of Assembly with Fubara. And they asked the leadership of the House of Assembly with Wike to stop parading himself as the Speaker of River State House of Assembly. So to that extent, I think what needed to be done is not for the Speaker that is on the side of Wike to start holding a parallel plenary. What they need to do is to approach courts to ventilate their opinion. Let court make pronouncements. You don't take laws into your hands. You don't help yourself when there are provisions of how things should be done. Don't forget that we had a similar scenario and personally, I'm not comfortable with what is happening in River State, if I must tell you. We had a similar scenario in Edo State, where Obaseki have to rule the state for almost 4 years with minority state House of Assembly members. The issue is, the battle is already in the judiciary. And for you to legitimize whatever you are doing, the judiciary have to make a pronouncement. And as it stands today, even if we are saying it's not justified for 4 lawmakers to sit over a budget, approve it, pass it over to the governor sign it into law, it becomes the budget because it was at the level of appropriation when he sent it. As long as the court have legitimized it, it's legitimate. That's why the other people need to go back to the court to delegitimize it. Otherwise, if you are going to have a parallel plenary, you are not solving the problem. Because anything you decide, the House, the 27 lawmakers, anything they decide in their plenary, in their meeting, in their sitting, is illegal until they have a pronouncement of court to back it up. So it is not a question of the number this time around. It's a question of, rightly or wrongly, the court have made a pronouncement and it stands until you quash it, until higher court takes another decision.
Now, quickly to Ondo State before I let Raphael in. It's no longer news that Lucky Aiyedatiwa is now the acting governor of that state. And under his watch, what do you expect in terms of democracy? I won't call it a new government, still the government of Akeredolu as well. But it's a new dawn in that state. Despite the crises, the challenges, we still have peace restored to that state. Let's take.
Do we say he's lucky, judging by his name? But that is joke anyway. But the fact remains that is the needful that needed to be done. Because the governor, who is not just a lawyer, a senior advocate of Nigeria, who is not just a senior advocate of Nigeria, who is known to speak truth to power, and not only that, I'm talking about Akeredolu.
Someone you respect
Very well.
I know.
Because I've seen him take decisions that I say, yes, this is what leadership should be. And he's a constitutional lawyer when it comes to issues that have to do with constitutionality. But what I'm trying to say is,
it took him time to.
that is why as a person I was worried that I don't think that man is in a state to take decision. Otherwise, that he wouldn't tarry this long. Because I currently have seen take decisions. No, not because I love it. I've seen him take some decisions that you say yes. We have seen Akeredolu in the time of when Buhari, when the Fulani herdsmen went haywire. In spite of the fact that he's an APC governor, he was telling the government this is wrong, and no other governor could do that. So when you see somebody like that, he has exemplified himself. So he doesn't. He's what he wants to do. He come out to say it clearly, and he doesn't hide for. He's not hypocritical about what he wants to do. But it's good to think they've done the right thing. My take on the scenario is, let the current acting governor do the right thing. Let him submit himself to the rule of law. Let him rule by the fear of God. Let him understand that power, it transcends. It's ephemeral in nature. It lasts for a short while. Today, you are the acting governor. Tomorrow, you could be a substantive governor. Tomorrow, you could be an ordinary citizen. And whatever action you take today, after leaving office, you will look back to know and do an appraisal to see whether you acted with impunity that Nigerian politicians are known for. So, on the final note, I will advise him to jettison, not to dwell in impunity, which most politicians are known for.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Raphael,
Good morning.
to you.
Good morning.
Wow.
Mike, how are you doing?
Yeah, fine. Today, the Supreme Court rules on Nnamdi Kanu. What are your expectations?
My expectation is that there's no much debate today.
No much debate today.
No more debate because it has been, perfected by our pay court that Nnamdi Kanu is free. So they set him free. They should have let him off the hook many months ago now.
Okay.
But to say DSS is still the one holding Nnamdi Kanu.
And you see him stepping out of the DSS
I see
custody?
him legally, if by law, yes, international law and local law, Nnamdi Kanu should be free. But my fear is that we don't have law in Nigeria, we don't have court in Nigeria. The judiciary is under the executive. That's Tinubu is the one handling the whole courts across the country now. Tinubu is from the Department of Executive. Tinubu is telling courts what to do. I'm ashamed of Nigeria. It is not done like that in other setup, other states across the world.
Don't forget that Nnamdi Kanu was detained under
Yes.
the administration of Buhari.
Thank you so much.
Not this new administration.
No, this new administration is supposed to have. The first thing Tinubu should have done is to release Nnamdi Kanu.
Immediately.
Immediately, whether during Buhari regime or during Tinubu regime. Tinubu, we believe, is more educated than Buhari.
Without looking at the matter carefully.
Looking at the matter carefully, what is looking at the matter careful for? Igbowo has been released. Without looking at the matter carefully, is it because he's an Igbo man? There's no need of looking at the matter. The appeal court has set him free. Ozekome has come out victoriously in favor of Nnamdi. Ozekome has never lost any case. So Nnamdi Kanu was set free since, and they are still detaining him. Let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu should be what? Let off the hook. because he did not commit crime. Let me tell you, what they are going to debate today is Nnamdi Kanu jump bail in 2017. Let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu ran for his dear life. He did not jump bail. And listen to me. It is only a tree that got information they are about to cut him down, and it's still standing erect or tall. Nnamdi Kanu got info that these people are coming, moving down to southeast on a military operation called Operation Python Dance. They're moving onto the palace of Mazi Israel, His Royal Highness. I want to tell the whole world that Nigerian military desecrated Mazi Israel's compound, palace. You don't go do that kind of thing, you don't do it in Igbo land. They are not looking at that side. As a result of trauma, as a result of that trauma he went through, Mazi Israel died. Nnamdi Kanu's mother died. Federal government has not done anything about it. They are still holding that boy for nothing. See, let me tell you, federal government should let Nnamdi Kanu off the hook and pay him compensation, both past one and the present one. Today, he's going to go home and with liberal suit against federal government, and they must pay.
And
they must surely pay.
If the reverse is the case.
If the reverse is the case, and then is that the end of the whole world? The agitation of Nigeria, Biafra nation, if the reverse is the case, should be thickened up 1,000%. You will see another level of agitation. If reverse should be the case, if Igbo man should be slave, enslavement of Igbo man is the case we are going through today. Igbo man is being enslaved here. Yoruba man has not seen anything good in Igbo man. That's why Tinubu is still hesitating. Such hesitancy should never be adhered to. It's something that everybody should turn their back on. Someone is right. Allow him to go with his rights. Fulani hegemony does not know that Igbo man is the owner of this part of the world, right from Mid-Belt down to the Atlantic Ocean. Because they are visitors, they have turned everybody into slave. Telling Igbo brothers, all Igbo brothers along this coast, that we are the cause of problem in Nigeria. After the war, Abanamu man turned against Igbo, Abo man turned against Igbo, Asaba man turned against his brother, Ikwere man turned against his brother, Urobo Isoko turned against his brother, Efik and Dibibio turned against his brother. That is the work of Fulani Janjaweeds. Motherfucking Fulani hegemony. They don't have anything right about the Igbos. They don't know anything good about the Igbos. Nnamdi Kanu should be set free. He did not commit any offense. Nigeria did. Rendition of Nnamdi Kanu from Kampala, Nairobi, Kenya, has violated international law. International jurisprudence is against that. You don't abduct somebody, cover his face, and you expect the whole world to applaud you. Buhari has committed sin against the Igbo nation. Buhari has committed sin against humanity, and the so-called Nigeria contraption allowed this visitor from Niger Republic to go scot-free. See, let me tell you, the wicked will never ever go scot-free. That's what the Bible says. Whatever man sow during his lifetime is going to repeat during his lifetime or when he's gone. Buhari is going to reap all his wicked activities. He perpetrated against the Igbo man during his regime. One of them is detention of Nnamdi Kanu illegally from 2015 to 2017. The guy case was pending. Nnamdi Kanu was relaxing in his papa's compound. We see battalions, troops coming in to go and kill him, and they expected him to stay. That's why they said he jumped bail. No, he did not jump bail. Okay, he should have stayed. So that soldiers will shoot him. Everybody will be happy. Nnamdi Kanu is gone. Igbos have no leader now. He ran for his dear life. Is he a tree? Nnamdi Kanu is not a stone. He breathes. Nnamdi Kanu is a human being. He's not an animal. Even if he's an animal that animal cannot even hear. Doesn't understand languages. But by action, if animal studies you and find out you are coming, advancing towards his own position, dog understands when you are even annoyed. Nnamdi Kanu run for his dear life. See, it is his own fundamental right that federal government violated 2017. They wanted to kill him. That's why he absconded for his life. See, let me tell you, they should debate it in the court today. The whole world should watch it. Nigeria is still dancing a dance of change. They are rubbishing their international narratives. And if they want to rewrite it in a positive way, they should let Nnamdi Kanu off the hook.
And what if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu follows the path of the former president.
He's following it already now. We are not crying.
This is a case
Uh-huh.
under him now.
I have a question now.
Under
Is he a judiciary man? Is he the court?
He's not the court.
Why should he follow the step of Buhari? It's not the court. The court session belongs to the Department of Judiciary. Any role that court is playing is for the what? Department of Judiciary is an organ of government that review the constitutionality of the country. They interpret the law. It's not Tinubu. Tinubu, Department of Executive is for what? If for what? They are not, he's not to be the person. The people that interpret the law should handle that case. That's why we are saying that the wrong person is in charge and some people are blowing top. Who are fighting because of me. Raf, have you been saying good thing about this man? Why don't you?
He was released under the administration of Buhari.
At
the end of the day,
he was rearrested.
He still landed in Jesus' custody.
Thank you so much. That's why you should know.
Saying.
That's why you should know that Buhari ran a dictatorial government. A dictator. Buhari is a tyrant. Buhari is the most unintelligible president during his time. He has it as Guinness Book of Record. When you say A, he will say O. When you say B, Buhari will say T. See, let me tell you, he is not after our lives. Buhari is not after our lives. Buhari is after Fulani cattle colony. Don't you know that cows were the most respected beings, living organisms, living beings in Nigeria during Buhari administration? There are cows at Aso Rock. Cows did take over the whole Nnamdi Stadium, Abuja. Cows everywhere. Are you listening to me? So such a person is not a human being. Whatever a man did presently is going after him historically. The history will be following him. And the judgment will be for posterity. During the time of Buhari, what is it that Buhari did that Nigerians like? Sending herdsmen terrorists across the country, allowing Boko Haram to take over the northeast, allowing Boko Haram to chase out the whole Nigerian Defense Academy, the first of its kind in history. That's Defense Academy, the best in Africa. The first time it was run by the insurgents, it was during Buhari regime. And they are telling me that this contraption is the right place to be. See, let me tell you, it is too obvious that what Britain has given us is more hot now. It's getting hotter and hotter. We can no longer hold what is hot. It is too hot to handle. Are you listening to me? Nigeria is too hot to handle. So the best thing we should do is to allow this contraption to be what? Disintegrated. Let everybody go their way. Britain did it. When it matters most in Tanganyika and Zanzibar, what we have today is that Tanzania and the Zambia should come together and leave Tanganyika and Zanzibar for Britain. When it happened in Rhodesia, that is the current Zimbabwe. They throw Rhodesia away and that shit's out to UK. They become Zimbabwe. When it happened in Malaysia and the Singapore, they have other names that Britain gave them before. They separated peacefully. You have Singapore today, you have what? Malaysia. It happened between India and Pakistan before. Timor and Indonesia. Timor become they separated themselves. Indonesia come to be. Pakistan is now living alone. India is on their own. I listen to me. See, let me tell you, it happened everywhere in the world. It is only Nigeria that stays because we have very greedy politicians. We have very greedy ethnic bigots all over Nigeria. People that want to live sucking fellow black man's blood. This is where you have it. When this marriage is gone, when this kind of gift given to us by Britain has expired, the right thing we should have done is to disintegrate. See, look at Zaire. Zaire is the current Democratic Republic of Congo, if you don't know. Yes, I think it was the Belgians, yes, that give them, that dash them. But they no more. They say no more. So what we have today is Congo DR. Are you listening to me? So all over the world, people are getting into what? Advancement on daily basis. Nigeria is crumbling, going backward because of what? Ethnic bigotry. Ethnicism. See, let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu should be let off the hook, let Biafra be. And for your information, nobody should be dragging his foot, supporting everything about Biafra. People should come out en masse. Because Nigerian contraption in question was something of just 109 years ago. 109 years ago. 1914 by Fred Lutgard and his wife. Are you listening to me? Now it has expired 9 years ago. We better do what? Go apart so that there should be peace. So there should be development everywhere in the south, southwest, everywhere. Everybody should be in peace. Let everybody go.
Set fit today. How is the atmosphere going to look like?
Competition.
Especially in the south.
Competition. You will see Bowman rising up more and more. Oga,
if it's set free, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm telling you. That competition, that's where be development, there will be peace, security will come back now to normal.
What of the agitation of
agitation of Biafra go down for what? Will you put your Oduduwa Republic down? I don't put my own agitation down. What I want to do is to be on my own as a Biafran man.
Continue agitating for Biafra?
Oh, should they continue?
After his release?
Thank you. After his release, they should restore Obi's mandate first. He said they want peace. They should allow Biafra to do the needful. Let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is not going to back down. Let me tell you, it is his own fundamental right. Nigeria should do the needful after his release. I don't know what to understand. Why are we misunderstanding this kind of ideology? There is peace all over the world. People are advancing and moving forward. We are dragging backward because of some selfish, bad, worthless eggs in Nigerian politics. See, let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu should be free. He has his right to be alone. And let me tell you, for information, Nnamdi Kanu was freed some months ago. What is holding Nnamdi Kanu down is what everybody is finding so painful to assimilate right now. Nobody understands what is holding that guy down there. You can ask me a question.
Is Nigeria your problem?
Nigeria is everybody's problem. Nigeria is everybody's problem.
Or your governors?
Our governors should be representatives are the politicians that are benefiting from Nigerian system. House of Rep, senators, people that are representing us, our region.
That I'm asking, is the government of Nigeria your problem or the leaders in the southeast?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Because I made it clear.
Are they doing the needful?
Listen, are the people in the southwest doing the needful?
Democracy down to the people, to the masses?
Are they bringing the same dividend of democracy to southwest? Listen and listen good. Let me give you my own take.
All right.
The problem of Nigeria is Nigeria. Let me tell you, Mike. If the people, the politicians in the southeast said no, let me narrate it. From local government chairman to governor said no. From House of Rep, upper legislative chamber to what? National House of Assembly said no. Thank you. Then now, who is at the helm of government in Nigeria? Who is the head? The Department of Executive. When these people said no in the southeast, does it mean that Tinubu should say no or Buhari should say no? They are on their own, politicking and making their money. Likewise, what we have in the southwest. You have I'm coming now. I'm coming. I don't have to. We don't have to. We are holding Nigeria accountable. Nigeria is responsible for anything that is happening in the southeast. Yes. Ask me why. Who is the president of Nigeria? Last year,
members.
Wait, Buhari was the problem. Now, Tinubu has hijacked it. He's taking over now. It's not Igbo politicians. Okay. He's at the head of Nigerian state now. It should say, obey the court law. Okay, now, Southeast governors are responsible for what happened to Obi February when Tinubu stole his mandate. So now, I hope Uzodinma told INEC to rig the election. You see it? See. Let us play game in a way everybody. Development in the southeast is on alarming rates.
Don't you to get allocations from the federal?
Individually, we are developing southeast allocation that is going there. They are sharing it among themselves, and that doesn't matter to me because it is likewise in the southwest, likewise in the mid belt, likewise in the corner, everywhere in Nigeria. The one that they are doing in the southeast should not be exempted. I'm telling you, that is how it's going all over the country. Right, southeast politicians are the most. That are not the greediest. We have many of them. If you are doubting it, why is Tinubu the most? Oh my God, I have no word to qualify him as a politician. Mike, don't say Southeast. Say all of them. I don't know what I'm
saying. We are talking about the Southeast.
I'm telling you that it shouldn't be. Federal government, you do the needful and leave the man. He will go. Who is the governors? Who are the governors? And the House of Reps to tell Tinubu what to do. Okay, Tinubu want to sleep. They will go and prepare bed for him and put him down, he will sleep. If they want to sleep, Tinubu will come and do so. Follow the right thing. Let the law be. Allow courts to have strength, their own constitutional strength. You don't interpret for court again because you are what? President. Praying what? I don't know whether there's other take because I can see what is happening in River State. It's not going on well there with Fubara and the Wike because Wike want to absolutely swallow the whole political. Yes, and he has already swallowed it. But this time around, it has gotten to here. It hook him here to vomit it, to swallow it is impossible. Impossible. There's no way Wike should take over from Fubara. The will of the people is prevailing. For 7 months, sow it, so shall he reap. Wike should go back to River State and apologize to the indigenous people of that state for spoiling that state, for bringing this kind of political pogrom to that state. He should go and do what? Apologize to them. That's it.
Thank you so much, Raphael. Okay, Chigozie.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good morning.
How you doing?
Fine, and you?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
So what is happening?
Of course, you know what's trending, what's happening in the country now. Nnamdi Kanu, Kanu'S fate today. What do you have to say?
Yeah, to my fans, I'm here once again. Good morning. Trust everyone is doing great. Happy Yuletide. Today decides the ends of Nigeria.
The end of Nigeria. That's how?
Today decides the ends of Nigeria. Whether Nigeria, of course, remains as an entity or not.
Today decide the release of Mazin.
Today decides the end of Nigeria, whether Nigeria remains as an entity or not.
Okay. What do you mean?
Because
Can you break
the
it down?
invitation of anarchy, when the rule of laws are not upheld, when the tenet of democracy, which is predicated on the rule of law, when the fundamental rights of the people are not respected, deliberately violated by the institution of the states, then you are calling for an end of that system. Upon which, of course, the Nigerian Constitution hangs on. Nigerian Constitution hangs on two democratic process and norms. Then if there is a deviation from this, then you are calling for anarchy. The opposite of rule of law is what? Anarchy. When the institution,
not respected.
when the rule of law is not respected, what are you inviting? Anarchy. So that is what I'm saying. That is my position. So this decides because people have tolerated this flagrant abuse of people's rights. Even when an appellate court have given an injunction to that effect, some people might support impunity, wickedness, and recklessness because of their personal interests. Is that how it's been practiced in UK? Most of them who are resident in UK, is that how it's been practiced in America? When the court of America gave judgment and the American government will sat on it. Is that how it's been practiced in Europe? Some people with daft mentality, we want to assault the intelligence of responsible people. Like I myself, who are calling that the government for once should live up to responsibility. Those who are condemning the government of East for allocation. You see, management of allocation cannot manage, come on, get together 420,000. They could not even account for it. And they're here making silly noise. The true position is that if the government refuses to comply to the rule of law in releasing Nnamdi Kanu, which the court have affirmed, you are here on the 30th of October, 2023, where a sitting high court in Enugu disagreed, struck out the position of IPOB prosecution. According to citing the position of the Constitution, that Section 42 of the Nigerian Constitution, I don't mean American Constitution, I don't mean the Biafra Constitution, the Nigerian Constitution Section 42 protects the rights of the indigenous peoples of Biafra in their quest for the restoration of the Biafran states. So any deliberate, flagrant violation of this position is an invitation to anarchy. That is just simple. If you care to know the truth, if you don't know, but of course, right and against the principles of democratic process, rules of law, then you are pushing them to the wall, of course, to get justice by all means. That is what that represents. That is what that represents.
All right, we have viewers saying Nnamdi Kanu should be freed. That's what has.
Without any apology to anyone, he deserved the right to be freed because not about Chigos here. The courts of Nigeria, within the legal jurisprudence, within the Nigerian, of course, states, have affirmed that and have released and discharged him. And to this effect, nobody under the law should be considered above the law. And nobody also should be considered beneath the law. So that is what the law calls. And I hope as a journalist you should be acquainted with the provisions of the Constitution, aren't you? Just like the section 42 of the Nigerian Constitution, which protects the right. You renditioned him, you took him to the court, your own court, thinking that you can argue your case. The same court, your own Nigerian court, destroyed your position. That your position is baseless, is frivolous, is empty. And they discharge a man who you renditioned, who you tortured.
Can he die down the agitation for Biafra after his release? Do you think that's going to happen?
If by you are saying die down agitation for what? I have cited the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which affirms the right of individuals or society to pursue, of course, a legitimate cause for their independence, self-independence, and their political affiliations. That is the position of the law. I shouldn't teach you the law. I mean, as a journalist, this is everybody's, of course, as a public document that everybody should be able to access and know what the two positions mean. If by your statement you are saying,
can he continue on the agitation for the for Biafra? Can he? Do you think he will still continue? That's the question I'm trying to.
That is his right and his fundamental right. So he should not be, gagged or conditioned in a way or censored in a way that he should not express himself as a free man.
Do you think he will still have that?
That is what he
that
believes. That is, he told us, I heard him, of course, in a video record that he has crossed the Rubicon. The first thing you should ask, is it his fundamental rights as protected by Nigerian Constitution and the United Nations People's Charter's rights?
Right to self-determination.
He has
we
right.
know that one.
Yes.
What I'm saying that you think he will still have that zeal.
Not a matter of think, it's a matter of conviction. It's a matter of... It's a
mission.
There's something that brings about
you think he will accomplish
the
it?
vision. Is conviction. You see, what you can see, what you believe, what that runs through your veins, arteries, cannot be pulled out. When you cut Nnamdi Kanu, you are cutting, you will see blood Biafra flowing through him, his veins. He has paid the ultimate price. And of course, just like my father told me that nothing else but Biafra. He told me I'm a Biafra man. I can't deny the reality. When you cut me now, you see the element of Biafra because now my papa born me. I'm not an outcast. We believe in freedom. We believe we are liberal.
All right, we
Man.
have Taiwo saying that Kanu must apologize publicly and accept conditions.
It's a height of irresponsibility on the part of Taiwo for saying that. If the courts of law said that he has no case to answer, who is Taiwo? What is his pedigree? To question the authenticity, the position of the court of law. It's nobody to question. He has no right to question the integrity of the law, of the process of the law, which affirm the innocency of Nnamdi Kanu, and of course have dismissed the prosecution of IPOB as a terrorist group. So Taiwo can share any sentiment as much as he cares, but the position of the law says and stipulates the section 42 that they have the right to self-determination. So calling for Nnamdi Kanu to apologize, what the law says is that the law, the Nigerian state should apologize to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and compensate him for the flagrant violation of his fundamental rights. So the position of Taiwo or whoever is concerned is immaterial, is inconsequential, and is based on primitive sentiments and irresponsibility.
All right, thank you so much.
Chigos Zendibo.
Thank you so much.
I hope you have feel the heat.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Western fans have a lovely way.
Right.
Have a lovely moment, and I have not received my own palliative, my own gift from the end of the year get together. But
you celebrated with the reviewers, right?
The reviewers with just 1 month and 1 distance.
Oh, but of course, you know I'm not part of anything.
You're not part of anything.
You should know that.
You are in charge. Well, whatever happens, I think I greet my people.
All
have
right.
a lovely time.
All right.
I think you have seen Taiwo should be taught, or educated on the position of the Constitution. When the Constitution has an overriding position, in tandem with the provisions of the law, you should not in any way whip endless sentiments in that respect, in that regard.
Because of our time, we need to go. Thank you, Chigostika. On this note, we say goodbye to you on today's edition of this program. Tomorrow, Saturday, is another day we bring you this program to you. Thank you very, 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 very much. Viewers watching us all over the world for joining us. Michael Adekunle is signing out, but before signing out, let me quickly tell you that you can subscribe on our sister channel, Flip TV Plus. You can also subscribe on this channel, talking about Flip TV. Very, very important. Please make sure you share our videos. Do us a favor by sharing these videos. Very, very important. Click on the like button, share our videos, comment. Very, very important. And so our social media handles are right on the screen. You can join us on other platforms, on the platforms displayed on the screen. You can also join me on Facebook at Michael Timotaya Adekunle, TikTok, Mike Flip TV. Thank you so much, viewers, for joining us. Tomorrow is another day. Bye.